live on Twitch, and I got some people inside of my stream that's providing me with great content to check out, and y'all are not going to believe what they just now gave me. Oh my gracious, this is going to be so good. Oh my goodness.
Sees what it sees at the same time. As we struggle to tease
I think that we may need a wrestler in the White House.
I'd seen these other candidacies in other countries in which people seem not to be able to distinguish an actor from the character that they played, you know, and whatnot. And so I believed that the system of law is within it.
And with good reason.
Yo, I ain't even gotta see it. I ain't even gotta see it, bruh. I already know that he was crazy good in his position, but I never knew this. So this is good for me to understand.
He's literally in the WWE Hall of Fame. Later in the series, we'll talk more about how pro wrestling tactics were instrumental to Trump's rise. But the question we'll come to next is how our political system got to the point where Trump was the man for the moment. He didn't just show up and make politics kayfabe any more than Hulk Hogan could show up in tights at a UFC fight.
That used to be my favorite wrestler right there. Let me tell you, brother. I used to love the way you said, brother. I used to love the way you used to say that, man. That was my guy back in the day. Back in the 80s, he was the biggest biggest wrestler in the world, bro. In the 80s, this brother was the biggest wrestler in the world. That was my guy right there, man. I know nothing about him. I didn't know anything about Hulk Hogan at all. But that was my man, right there. That's what I'm talking about. What you gonna do when I come for you? Man, this is just me, bro. This dude was on point. I used to have his dad going wrestling figures and everything, but I never knew that Donald Trump was involved in this at all.
Just as with wrestling, politics didn't start here. It got here gradually. And it turns out that how this became this explains a lot about how this became this. There's a more general process here by which institutions transition from failed reality to successful fakery. Weinstein calls this process K-fabrication.
So what I call K-fabrication is the...
Now, guys, I want y'all to understand, too. Hold on, let me take this back just a little bit. I don't fully buy into everything that I see in politics because it all seems like a big show. And I get it. You got to keep people involved. You got to tap into their hearts. You got to make it exciting. You got to make them feel like they're on the winning team. I get all of that. But I never knew how deep my man Trump was involved in this right here. He understands the game. Does not mean that he cannot add substance by being the head of a company or a head of a country. He get it. He's been successful on many different levels. And when he was the president, he did some amazing things. Amazing.
Weinstein calls this process K-fabrication.
So what I call K-fabrication is the transition of something that usually has twin attributes, is very dangerous and very boring. And like war is like this. Mostly war is extremely boring and then, you know, obviously can be quite deadly. So in order to routinize these things, we create kayfabe.
Remember how I said that kayfabe was born out of general monotony and extreme danger? Well, after World War II, this is what happened to American politics. With the arrival of the atomic bomb, the world simultaneously became a much safer and a much more dangerous place. The great powers couldn't afford to risk all-out war ever again, so they established a new international order, along with things like the United Nations, to contain the possibility of conflict.
Tell your parents I said hello, Heather.
If we do not want to die together in war, we must learn to live together in peace.
I like that. If we don't want to die together in war, then we need to learn how to live together in peace. The messed up thing is there are so many people living in this world right now who are so freaking selfish that they would rather everyone die, especially if they don't have, especially if they are sad or they are just mean-spirited people. They can care less if their lives are lost, if the loved ones that belong, if their loved ones' lives are lost, as long as you can't have a happy life. That's the part that's ruining everything for everybody. And that's what I keep on trying to tell y'all about Kanye. Right now, Kanye can care less whose spot he blows up.
On the home front, Americans settled into a newly stable and prosperous existence. An expanding middle class migrated to suburbs and into the fantasy worlds of advertising and television. Even amid the turmoil of the 1960s, broadcast news helped create a shared reality. Incomplete, perhaps, but unifying.
That's the way it is. Wednesday, July 31st, 1968.
And for a brief golden period, the fantasy held true. Fueled by innovations in science and technology, the economy kept growing, and progress seemed inevitable. But then something surprising happened.
Thank you for gifting subs, Heather. Doing what you do. You're amazing.
The growth stopped, and suddenly reality could no longer deliver the entertainment we'd become accustomed to. By this point, the entire economy and the institutions that support it were built on an expectation of growth that wasn't materializing. So we did the next best thing. We started to fake it.
Something bizarre happened in the early 1970s that we should all be talking about that almost nobody knows about. Because we stopped growing, we got crazy. Because everything was built on growth. The amount of damage we can do is astounding. And that's going to restart since the nap is now coming to an end. Like we're living, this is the end of the nap.
This is the end of the now. Yep. And like someone just now said in my chat, I'm glad you said that. Who said it? Chris said it. When we have people with that type of mentality who do not care about the well-being of anyone else but themselves, you do not want them to be the person with their hand near that red button. And right now, there's somebody going from platform to platform to platform to platform to platform to platform, letting everybody know their grievances with a certain community. And they're still willing to run for president so they can have that power to do and say whatever they want. It's the biggest show of narcissism I've ever seen in my life. But feel free to support it all you want. This was extremely interesting. Thank you for sharing this with me, Infidel. I appreciate it, man. This was pretty daggone good. And if you want to go check out the channel, hold on one second. If you want to check out the channel who have this video, is Frame Problems. I will have the link below for anybody who want to go check it out. Thank you to Frame Problems for putting this up there. And I believe the conversation that was being had was coming from a conversation he was having with Joe Rogan. Apparently there's a part 2 of this video. I'm not about to check out the part 2 right now. I'll come back and check it out another day. But this was absolutely cool. This was really cool. And I'm appreciative that I checked it out. Hopefully you guys got something from it. Love y'all, man. Don't forget to click the like button and the comment and share and all that other good stuff. See y'all next.